Coming to you from the inner sanctum. My name is Sean, and this is my beautiful wife.
This Crystal.
This Crystal. This is Talking True Crime.
Yes, talking true crime with Sean and Crystal. We're in our pod room with our dog Dealey, about ready to do part two
Oh, the
of the
Mansons.
Mansons.
Oh,
So
wow.
Charles Manson and the Manson family. So the last time we talked about pretty much how he got started, what all his background kind of was, just the horrific crimes, how it led up to Sharon Tate being murdered, as well as her friends that were also within the mansion with them. Um, so we were going to get into the La Bianca murders and the trial and all that, and it was getting kind of too long. So this is part two. So
Deuce.
so tonight we're going to get into the La Biancas and basically how they were killed and I guess why, which there was really no rhyme or
Yeah,
reason to
you
it,
know,
but
the,
um,
the Tate murders kind of covered up all the other murders that they'd committed.
a little bit just because it was more famous. I
Yeah.
mean, it was Sharon Tate, so of course Jay Sebring, he
but
was like really a big deal
but
too.
you know
So
what? Margot Robbie played a good Sharon Tate.
yes, Margot Robbie did play a good Sharon Tate for sure. I think they even she's blue eyed and they had her wear brown contact lenses
Yeah.
and she did look so much like her. It was crazy. So I guess we'll just delve right into the La Biancas then. So it was Leno and Rosemary LaBianca. It says were a brutal crime committed by members of Charles Manson's cult, the Manson family, on August 10th, 1969, the second night of a 2 day killing spree in Los Angeles. And of course, this happens the night after the Tate murder, which it says on the night after the five victims, including actress Sharon Tate, were murdered at the Polanski residence. And allegedly displeased Charles Manson decided to accompany his followers on another mission to show them the proper way to commit murder. So apparently they didn't properly commit the murder. Oh my goodness. I mean, this guy was so nuts. He was so insane. Um so the victims were Leno LaBianca, a wealthy grocery chain owner. He was 44 years old. I didn't realize they were so young, that they were kind of a middle aged younger couple. Um, and his wife, Rosemary LaBianca, a store owner, she was 38. So 44 and 38. They were fairly young, really. Um, they had no connection to the Tate victims, and their home was reportedly chosen at random. So these poor people were just randomly chosen and murdered.
I wonder how random they actually were because they were also rich. All the people that they had killed were
Yeah.
like wealthy.
There's no rhyme or reason to Charles Manson. He was just nutso. So the location was the couple's home at 3301 Waverly Drive in the Los Angeles, or sorry, Drive in the Los Feliz section of Los Angeles. I don't know where Los Feliz is, but any of you California people listening, y'all might know where that is.
Lost
So
flies.
Los Feliz, which is Feliz. Um, So the perpetrators, Manson, along with followers Charles Tex Watson, Patricia Krenwinkel, and Leslie Van Houten, Susan Atkins, and Linda Kasabian were also present in the car but remained outside. So this is the details.
So Los Feliz is north of Los Angeles, just
O-
by a little bit.
Okay, so it's north of Los Angeles.
So,
He was looking that up for y'all. So the details were Manson. Whoop, hold on. My phone just went crazy on me.
it's just outside East Hollywood and Hollywood.
Okay,
That's the Hollywood Hills.
okay. So Manson entered the home first, tied up the couple, and reportedly assured them they would only be robbed. Isn't that awful? Not killed. He then left the house, ordering Watson, Krenwinkel, and Van Houten to commit the murders. The killings were exceptionally savage. So if we thought what happened at the Tate and Polanski residence was bad, this is going to be far worse. So we probably need to say this. Viewer
Content warning.
discretion advised because we're going to be discussing how brutal the murders were. So,
Content warning.
yes.
It is.
So, Leno LaBianca was stabbed 26 times with a knife and a chrome plated bayonet.
Okay, hear me out though. Imagine how tired your arm would be stabbing somebody that many times.
Well, these people were
That was
on all
psychotic.
kinds of drugs and that. That blows my mind though. A chrome plated bayonet. How do you even pick up a bayonet? I mean, that's just crazy to me. And they put, and the word war was carved into his stomach.
They were doing some more, weren't they?
No doubt. Okay. Gosh, this is going to get worse, y'all. Just letting you know. Rosemary LaBianca was stabbed 41
Good
times.
lord.
Van Houten admitted to stabbing the woman in the lower back around 16 times after she was already dead, as Manson had told the group to ensure everyone got their hands dirty. Messages. The killers used the victim's blood to write messages on the walls and refrigerator, including death to pigs, rise, and the misspelled helter skelter.
So I wonder if they did it like finger painting
Probably.
or what.
That's what my guess would be. They
Or if
use
they
their
had,
hands.
yeah, probably.
I would say they probably just use their hands.
Yeah, probably. I don't see them showing up with a paintbrush dipping it.
Yeah. They
So
weren't that intelligent to begin with.
I'm going to throw this out there. I know it sounds like I'm making light of this whole thing, but I've got kind of firefighter mentality. So a lot of this stuff I have to make kind of light of because if I don't, my mind's gonna go boom.
Yeah.
It's just one of them dark humor things that my mind just works oddly. I'm not trying to make light of it, but it,
Yeah, I
you
mean,
know.
you know it was bad. We all do. So, this is the aftermath. The brutality of the 2 night rampage, which resulted in a total of 7 murders, horrified the public and led to a dramatic increase in the sale of guard dogs and security services in the Los Angeles area. Yeah, if I had been alive then and was a homeowner, I think I would have done all that too, wouldn't you?
I
I
got
mean, some
guns.
psycho was around breaking in, murdering people, so.
I've got guns, and we've got 5 dogs.
I'm just saying, if I was back in
Yeah.
that time. But Manson and the participants were arrested months later after Susan Atkins. Let's see, later after Susan Atkins in jail on unrelated charge boasted about the killings to a cellmate.
Was it Susan that attempted to murder Gerald Ford?
No, that was Lynette
Yeah.
Squeaky
Yeah,
Fromm.
She's the one that tried
She
attempted.
was, yeah, she was not involved in any of the murders.
Well,
She
she
was just,
tried to commit murder.
well, yes, she tried, but I mean, she was just part of the family, but she wasn't with the main group. That
Yeah. Okay.
um, I
She
lost my place.
anyway.
um, yeah, so she boasted about the killings to her cellmate, and that's what tipped everybody off, I guess. Because, of course, she ran and told, the guards or whatever, I guess. Um, Prosecutor Vincent Buglowski used a convoluted theory involving Manson's twisted interpretation of the Beatles song Helter Skelter, which Manson believed predicted an apocalyptic race war. He intended to incite as the motive for the seemingly random slayings. I mean, that's just crazy to me. But yeah, it's been like documented that he was wanting to start this whole big race war, and then him and his family members, cult, were gonna all go into hiding, and they were gonna come out superior and everything, and
You know what I used to mess up on all the time when I
yeah.
was younger? The difference between Charles Manson and Marilyn Manson.
Why?
Because I didn't know who Marilyn Manson was at the time.
Are you serious?
Well, I know now.
Yeah, he was like a major like rock band guy. Like
Yeah. He took his name from Marilyn Monroe and Charles Manson.
yeah, yeah. They were all weird looking in
I
their
know.
the
But
makeups.
but it always it used to confuse me for a while. Then I figured it out.
Okay,
That was when I
baby.
was younger.
Yeah, I am 3 years older than you,
That was when I
but
was.
still.
That was when I was like in my early 20s.
Yeah, but he was out back when I was in high
I
school.
know
Yeah,
this.
so you would have
I
been
never listened to him. I don't think I even know anything he thinks.
okay. I love you though, baby. That's okay.
Yeehaw.
That's okay. I was just a city girl. I was from Rogers, so that was like a big thing, all the alternative music and stuff. But anyway, I never got into him though. I liked other bands like Pearl Jam and let's see. All those involved were convicted and sentenced to death, though their sentences were later commuted to life imprisonment after California temporarily abolished the death penalty in 1972. Why would you do that? Keep the death penalty. They deserved it. I'm sorry, but they did. Um, Manson died in prison in 2017. Leslie Van Houten was the only participant in the LaBianca murders to be released on parole in 2023.
Did you know that Charles Manson had 3 kids?
No.
Yeah.
Well, I knew he was married before he
Twice.
went to California and all that.
He's married from 55 to 58 and 59 to 63.
Hmm.
He's got 3 kids.
But I didn't know that Leslie Van Houten, she was released on parole in 2023. But I don't think Leslie Van Houten had a lot to do with a lot of
Wasn't
it.
she kind of the getaway driver?
I think so. She was
Or the
there though.
lookout
She
or something?
knew. I mean, she spent a lot of time in prison though to be in there in 19. When did I say they got convicted? Or anyway, that's a long time. So say like 1970, pretty much to 2023. That's a long time to be in prison. So
You know what I find crazy though? Is that Manson didn't actually kill anybody. He was convicted of 7 counts of first degree murder, and he didn't actually kill anybody.
it was his idea though. They
Yeah,
did it because his orders. So
and conspiracy to commit
well,
murder.
yeah.
But I just thought it's crazy that he's not the one. I'm not taking up for him. I don't want people to think I'm taking up for him or anything, but it's wild that he got convicted for murder when he didn't murder anybody.
Well, like I was saying, if it had not been for him,
Oh, I know.
none of it would have happened.
Oh, I
He's
know.
the one that sent them up
I
there.
know this.
So he's right where he needed to be. Right where he needed to be. I don't like the guy at all. Um,
I never said I liked
I
him.
know. I was gonna see if there was anything else I needed to look up, but um, it was crazy though. Like I've seen a lot of the documentaries, and the the girls, like the main three, they were like holding hands and singing, and they shaved their heads in prison, and they all carved like a swastika in their forehead, including Charles Manson. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Like, if you ever watch any of the old footage and stuff when they brought them to jail, they were just crazy to me. I don't know. I would like to think that some of the women had remorse later for what they did. Because for whatever reason, Leslie Van Houten was released. But Susan Atkins, I don't think she ever had any bit of remorse for what she did.
You know, the,
And she was the one that stabbed Sharon in the stomach when
I,
she was begging for the life of her
I,
child.
I would say that, they went to prison and got off the drugs and stuff, but prison is notorious for having drugs smuggled in.
Yeah, it could have been.
So, I wouldn't necessarily say that they ever got off the drugs.
They may not have. You just never can tell. But I didn't know she had gotten released a few years ago, I guess in 2023. But of course, she's an old woman now, I'd imagine. I wonder how old she is. I'm going to look it up. If you want to look up Lynette Squeaky Fromm and you can talk about her attempts on the president, because she was a big supporter of Manson. When they were all in prison, she was like boycotting for them to get out. She was pretty crazy too. Let's see.
She is 77. Squeaky.
Leslie. I'm looking up Leslie Van Houten.
So she attempted to assassinate U.S. President Gerald Ford in 1975.
Before you do that, can I? Okay, so I looked up Leslie Van Houten, and she's 76 years old right
Huh.
now. So she was released at what, 74? So I mean, she was an old woman. So I mean, so that's like her whole life, young adult, is spent in prison. So
You know what's crazy? So she attempted to assassinate President Gerald Ford in 1975. She was sentenced to life in prison, but she was paroled in August 14th of 2009
really,
after serving 34 years.
wow. So she actually did a lot of time in prison. I didn't realize that.
She published a book in 2018
Huh.
about her life.
Wow.
See here. On the morning of September 5th, 1975, how do you say her name? From
From.
from went to Sacramento's Capitol Park. Aus- I don't know that word. I ain't worried about it.
Mm-hmm.
To plead with Gerald Ford about the plight of the California redwoods, dressed in a red robe and armed with a Colt M1911 .45 caliber semi-automatic pistol.
Good grief. She was packing, wasn't she?
Just one gun. She was wearing the red robe to cover up the blood stains.
Good grief.
uh, the pistol had 4 rounds, but was there was no round in the chamber. Freaking dummy.
Well, thank goodness for that, though, right? Or she would have shot him.
I know, right? Fr- Frome pointed the gun at Ford. She was immediately restrained by Secret Service agent Larry. I want to say Bumfart, but it's not.
Let me look at it.
Bondorf.
Bondorf. Bondorf.
Bondorf.
I don't know.
As she was
Bondorf.
let's just say, oh, Larry was on top of his game that day. As she was apprehended, she reportedly yelled, "It wouldn't go off," and said it didn't go off. Can you believe it? It didn't go off.
Huh.
In 1980, Fromm told the Sacramento Bee that she had deliberately ejected the round from her weapons chamber before leaving home that morning, and investigators later found a round on her bathroom floor. Freaking
So what?
bonehead.
She just wanted to scare him?
I guess.
Because if she purposely got rid of the round in the gun before she left,
So,
then
so,
she had no intentions on shooting him. That's just crazy. She was crazy too. Man,
anyway.
they were doing too much acid and mushrooms and everything else out in that desert, apparently. Kool-Aid with mushrooms, something going on. Psychedelic mushrooms. Good grief, fried her brain. Old Squeaky had the fried brain.
She was smart though. She went up there in that house with that old man. It's like I ain't standing down there with no electricity. She might be getting knocked up by some old man, but she had it made.
Oh, good grief.
She had her a sugar daddy.
Anyway. Yeah, it was crazy, that Spawn Ranch and all them out there like that. And they think that they killed more people that showed up around the ranch and people that went missing. And they've been trying to go out there and find any, like maybe unmarked graves where they might have disposed of people that came around. Some of the kids that joined the family that maybe wanted to leave or
Yeah,
didn't do what was told, they think that they got killed. Or
probably.
some of these missing teenagers and young adults that went missing around that time during the big hippie movement, they wonder if they could have been disposed of at Spawn Ranch.
I wouldn't doubt it.
I wouldn't doubt it either, knowing Charles Manson and how freaking crazy he was, and he had those bikers coming around too. It does not surprise me if there was more people they'll find dead. Honestly, you know?
Yep. So I had an idea for another episode.
Yeah.
Are you ready for this?
Yes.
The Green River Killer.
Okay. So we'll do the Green River Killer next.
You,
And next week, we're back to our paranormal. And this was my idea. But we're going to try to do these episodes on Wednesdays, if at all possible. So this next Wednesday is Christmas Eve. And me and Sean decided, in light of Christmas and Christmas
you
Eve,
decided.
we're going to do a special Christmas Paranormal Adventures episode. And we're going to do it over Santa Claus, the North Pole, flying reindeer, the elves, and maybe even the Bumble.
Needs work.
The Bumble.
Needs work.
Yeah,
There
we
you
might
go.
talk about some of the Rudolph stuff, but yeah. So stay tuned for a very special Christmas episode of Paranormal Adventures next Wednesday.
And the Supernatural Roundtable just did their episode tonight.
Oh,
So
great. What did they do theirs on?
I don't remember.
You don't remember?
We talked about it, but they had put it off a couple times because of
Yeah,
personal issues.
yeah, family issues and that, health issues.
So anyway,
But I think we've got a lot of fun planned. So, like I said, stay tuned for our special paranormal Christmas episode this next Wednesday, and then the Wednesday after that, the true crime, the Green River Killer. So,
do you know who the Green River Killer's real
I
name is?
I think I remember watching a documentary on him, but what was his name?
Gary Ridgway.
Okay, Gary Ridgway. I was gonna say I watch a lot of these true crime documentaries, so
He ugly.
okay, yeah, I remember him. Yeah, cool. So that's what we got planned, and then I've been super busy. I did not do the Pink Lady Speaks Her Mind Monday like I usually do, and I had a very special and wonderful thing Monday because I had to make a jewelry order for a very good friend as Christmas present for her boyfriend. So.
You know what I always wondered about though? Like Charles Manson has 3 kids.
Yeah.
What their children think of their crazy parents?
They probably don't think much of him at all because he wasn't in their life.
Like somebody asked him, "Well, who's your dad?" My dad was Charles Manson.
But
Well, holy crap! Are
yeah.
you,
But like I said, he wasn't in their life.
well, I
they
know
would,
that.
They would probably be like, but he wasn't in my life. I can't stand him.
But still, it's like, how would that make you feel knowing that your dad was somebody like Gary Ridgway or Charles Manson or?
I would prove really hard that I was nothing like that.
It, I just think about things like that, so I don't know.
But and third, I think tomorrow, if I've got time, I may try to do my Pink Lady Speaks Her Mind episode. If I got time, I have a foot doctor appointment, so I have to run to Cersei. But I might try to do that.
Okay.
If I don't, I'll probably do it this weekend.
Anyway,
Well, are we good for tonight?
we've only done 27 minutes.
Well, I mean that's okay, and
Yep.
of course with last week's episode, they can listen to that one over again and finish it up with part 2
I
from
guess.
tonight.
But anyway, I guess we better get on out of here. I've been yawning like crazy. I gotta go to the bathroom too, so.
Anyway, good night, y'all.
Night.